Hey, I'm Becca with the Happy Ever Crafter, and today I'm going to show you how you can do modern calligraphy with Crayola markers. So if you're on a budget or if you have kids and they always have these markers lying around, this is the video for you. So Crayola markers are not brush pens. They are not flexible on the tip. They're just normal felt tip markers. But because they're chiseled, which we'll go over in a minute, you're able to create the look of calligraphy with them. So they come in millions of different colors. They're pretty cheap and they're just a really good alternative if you don't happen to have brush pens. If you stick around till the end of the video, I'm going to give you a link to a cheat sheet for all of the calligraphy basic strokes that you can try with your Crayola markers. Let's get started. So in this video for tools, I'm going to be using a Tombow brush pen to show you how a brush pen works with the flexibility of it to do the thins and the thick lines. And then I'm going to contrast that with two different kinds of Crayola pen. So the first one is a Crayola Super Tip. This one comes in a box of tons of different colors. It's pretty cheap and it's a smaller tip on it, but it's a chiseled tip. And same with the other marker, just a regular Crayola broad tip marker. This one is a little bit bigger and it also comes in lots of different colors, but it's a bit of a bigger tip and a little bit more chiseled. So to show you the difference between a flexible brush pen and a regular Crayola pen, first we're going to look at the tips. So this is the brush pen. This is the Tombow dual tip brush pen. And if you look at it, if you push on it, it actually flexes. It's meant to be flexible, and when you let go, it bounces right back to straight. Whereas if you look at the Crayola markers, so the small super tip marker, it's chiseled on the end. So this one is not flexible. If you push on it, it's not going to flex. And same thing with the bigger Crayola marker. It's also very chiseled and it's not flexible. So there's a different technique when you're using these for calligraphy. With the brush pen, basically I'm going to hold my hand in one same motion the whole time, which looks a little bit like this. And I'm not going to change the angle of my hand. I'm just going to change the pressure on my pen. So with a brush pen, I would be going light up and hard down. And here you can see that I didn't really move the angle of my hand. If I'm using my Crayola Super Tip, because it's chiseled, I want to have my hand a little bit more up on a vertical angle for the light up stroke. And then to come back down in the heavy downstroke, I'm actually turning it so that you're getting the side of the pen. So it's a little bit of a different technique and it takes a little while to get used to it. But once you do, you can really mimic that same technique. And so the same is true with your bigger Crayola pen. You want to be higher up for the upstroke and then turning it for that downstroke. And so you can see that it's a little bit messier at the bottom. It really takes a while to get used to, but it's a really, really great alternative to paying lots of money for brush pens. So I'll show you a couple words side by side so that you can see the difference between using a Tombow brush pen or a Crayola. So here you can really see that these look very much the same in terms of their thick and their thin lines, but they both had different techniques. So it's totally up to you what tools you want to use, but there is an option if you don't have brush pens. I hope this video was useful and I'll see you next time.